Hey fellas, welcome to my Halloween special. I'm just going to be talking to you guys about some great either spooky games or horror related quirky games that I love to play around this holiday. It's in my favorite season, fall, or as Asian people call it, autumn. So let's get right down to it. First up, Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. This game is a riot. Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2. You can't go wrong with zombie killing. Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2. Bioshock. Now, I just picked Bioshock, the first one over the second one, because people who are new to this, who were watching the trailers to this game, it was dark, spooky, and knowing that you have this big daddy coming after you with a humongous drill, it really, creeps you out. Not to mention the opening scene of the game with that splicer. Alan Wake. The Resident Evil, the GameCube remake. Now, I thought about it, and I was like, the original brought it back, but, it started it, but I had to pick with the remake. It's just so much darker. It looks gorgeous on the GameCube, especially being made back in 2002. It's so good. It's so dark, especially when you get to the point in the game when there's super zombies and they just come bursting out of nowhere chasing after you. It's quite intense. This game is I highly recommend playing this game. Play with the lights off. It's great. For the Sega Dreamcast, Evil Dead: Hail to the King. Now, this game is good. I love the Evil Dead series, and Bruce Campbell's voice acting is superb, spot on. Typical, Bruce Campbell. And this game is great. It's great on the Dreamcast. I personally pick it over the Dreamcast over PlayStation. The only thing is that the controls are terrible. They're not that good, but it's spooky, it's intense, and I highly recommend this. You gotta check it out. Resident Evil Code Veronica for the Dreamcast. This game is great. Great spooky Resident Evil atmosphere. Check it out. For the Nintendo GameCube again, Eternal Darkness, Enemy's Requiem. Is it real or is it all in your head, right? Nothing's more scarier than a screen saying that you lost all your data. Now that's true horror. For the PlayStation, Parasite Eve 1 and Parasite Eve 2. Now, what I like about these games, it's like a survival horror RPG. Who would have thought, they go so well together. See, with these games, either you liked them or you didn't. I personally like them. The second one, the part where you're at the hotel, and just the hotel part for me is my favorite part of the whole game in the second one, and the part where you're fighting all these demon dogs or horses, and just the transformation. This game, I got this game for my birthday when it came out, and I think it said 2000. Yeah. Sorry, 2000. Yeah, and it freaked me out. The part that freaked me out the moment where you were there, and she takes a nice hot shower, which I don't know anybody who takes a nice hot shower after trying to kill these evil horses. And this big mutant elephant thing just comes at you, and you gotta do a huge boss battle where you're all over the balcony, and it's good. Check it out. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Now, I solely picked this for Nemesis because nothing's more terrifying than a big, mean monster chasing you constantly. Now, I was up between Resident Evil 2 with Mr. X, but, you only get to experience Mr. X if you play a second scenario of the game. Now, a lot of people played Resident Evil 2, just played the one disc, and they thought, that was enough. But if you ever dug down to Resident Evil 2 and played the second scenario, Mr. X is all over you. But I have to give it to Resident Evil 3 because Nemesis is always there from the start, and he doesn't stop till the very end. With PlayStation 3, Dead Space 1. Now, I picked the first one because the first one was fresh and it was new, and it was so much darker than the second one. So much less action-packed, I can say. I don't know. It's kind of up for debate. But this game is great. It's creepy. It's scary. The boo scares were great. But I had to pick the first one over the second one because the second one is way too predictable. But still a good game. Now, I know this game isn't much of a scary game, but Demon's Souls is dark. It's eerie. I haven't got a chance to play Dark Souls yet, so I couldn't bring this up in my Halloween special. But Demon's Souls is just dark. The demons itself are great. It's just a great game to play, and just, to me, I don't know, I think it's a good Halloween-ish game. There's all the demons and dragons and spooky atmosphere and stuff like that. Now, these 3 games are a no-brainer. Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. These 3 games, to me, are the epitome of, all survival horror. More than Resident Evil. Resident Evil's predictable-ish, but if they can make survival horror games like these 3 games I'm holding right here, I hope you can all see them. It's, nothing. It'd be awesome. Like, the one for the Homecoming, not what people liked it because it was more action-packed, whereas these 3 games, you pretty much were balls, you pretty much ran around, and that's the best part, is running around scared, knowing, like, oh god, I gotta get away from these guys, turn off my flashlight, have my radio on. Like, I don't know about you, but nothing was more spookier than having your radio on and hearing the static and freaking out. These 2. The second one was good. It was so psychological. James is one messed up mofo. All the creatures, including Pyramid Head, all had something resembling or, something attached to James. A good friend of mine knows all about it, and I wish I could remember it, but something to do with the nurses and how the nurses have no face. Don't quote me on this, but it's something along the lines of, like, they were all just, I don't want to say generic, like, they were all just plain, and they're all just not, like, I don't know how to say it, but they're just plain, and they had no faces, so, and they're all good-looking, because I guess they're all good-looking nurses. And, like, Pyramid Head, don't quote me on this again, was, like, his ultra mean ego, and, like, there's a scene where Pyramid Head's, like, raping, he's honest to God raping, he's having sex with this thing with just pair of legs. It has something to do with his sex life. It's really dark, and it's really messed up, but it's so good, and it's so scary. I highly recommend these 2 games right here to play on Halloween or near Halloween if you're feeling like you want to get your pants scared off you. But now for the third one, you're Heather, who's Harry's daughter in the first one, and the creepy thing about this one was at the beginning, if you played it on hard difficulty, it was like the best way to play it. It's like you were in this not the carnival, sorry. You're on the mall, and you have these big creatures coming out of nowhere, just chasing you, and you have no weapons. You just gotta run, which is great because you're a young woman. What kind of young woman knows how to get away from these creatures, like defend them off physically? I know if I saw creatures like that, I'd bolt my ass out of there. I'm a big guy, and I just bolt. I'd be like, fuck, F that stuff. I'm out. But that was my Halloween special. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a happy and safe Halloween. Don't eat too much candy because you get fat. But like I always say, you laugh and you grow fat, fellas. So I hope you enjoyed my Halloween special. Be sure to play some great games and have some great scares. You guys take care.